Fight for Telangana is a fight for Hyderabad among other demands. While Andhra does not want to let go of the capital city, Telangana says Hyderabad is its heart. If and when the 29th state is formed, the city will be a common capital. Quintessential Hyderabadis say that sounds like a puzzle instead of a solution until there is more clarity on how Hyderabad, its revenue and resources will be shared.
Microsoft's first and biggest office in India. Facebook's only setup in the country. Google's first with state-of-the-art infrastructure. International B schools opening gates one after another. Destination Hyderabad contributes 40% of the entire revenue of Andhra Pradesh, both Telangana and Andhra regions put together. If and when Telangana becomes a reality, Hyderabad will be a shared capital for a period of 10 years. The governments of the twin states are to function from the common capital. Resources like water, electricity and revenue to be shared by the states. Who is to get how much is still to be carved out, but the ambiguity on sharing resources is just as much as it is when it comes to political parties on their stand on a separate statehood. Historian Safiullah says he fears if the city's date with protests is over yet.
To a large extent, it is true that the area has been exploited and Telanganites have not been given a fair share in the spoils. So they definitely want now that they want the state for themselves. So definitely there will be a lot of tensions, and I won't be surprised if there may be a moment saying Andhra go back.
With numerous Bandh calls turning ugly and violent, first-time investors turned their face away from the IT city. Many others were wary of expanding their businesses. Many projects were lost to neighbouring southern cities, Chennai and Bangalore.
IT services move into the BPO, business process outsourcing, or business process management as it's called. And those are the ones where you have these agents, especially the inbound and outbound calls, where people have to respond to telephone calls that come from anywhere in the world. And those instances, if an agent is not there, the number of times a phone has to ring is longer than what's a standard process. Actually, within three rings, people have to pick up the phone. That's what the standard is. And if you have, in a day, instead of having, say, 150 agents, you only have 120 agents, obviously the queue is going to be longer. And that's not acceptable as such.
For the people living in Hyderabad city, it is a very emotional phase. The city stood still for several days in the last few years because of agitations when files didn't move, traffic didn't move. The image, the infrastructure took a serious beating. If and when Hyderabad becomes a common capital for twin states, when there will be two chief ministers instead of just one operating from one city, will that be a double advantage or a double whammy? Radhika Iyer from the iconic Charminar with Nagaraju for NDTV.